Barb talk about here. To talk again about the Homestead Apprenticeship Program at Lodestar Gardens in Sholo, Arizona, or actually the White Mountain area of Arizona, which is north, central, and eastern Arizona. It's a peculiar high desert section to grow in and to homestead in, and we are once again going to offer an immersion program, a residential immersion program, where students, a cadre of students, get together and become a community over the 7-month time that they're here, and we will experience 3 seasons then. Pretty much 3 full seasons of growing from April 1st to October 31st. And this is a small short video, kind of a collage of what's at Lodestar, the various features. But homesteading is not just about food, growing food, or even just building a house and existing. We intend to provide for our students the experience, the day-to-day, that's why we call it an immersion program, the day-to-day experience, the problem solving, the decision making, the collaboration with other people, and the exposure to many ideas. We are excited. We've learned a lot in 23 years in April, being here and working trial and error, homesteading from scratch, and serving as an educational venue for workshops and classes in the past on various topics. But it is time, we believe, to put the pedal to the metal and to provide a real in-depth and a complete experience on a day-to-day, hour-to-hour level about homesteading. You want to say something about that?
Homesteading is more than living in the country. That's what we found when we had a pilot program, was that the folks that were looking to homestead really just want to live in the country. Homesteading is a lifestyle. It's a lot of work, but it's incredibly satisfying. It beats living in the city and working the 9 to 5. You're providing your own sustenance as much as you can, your own power, since we're off grid. There are a lot of emerging and ancient technologies that we are beginning to employ. And there's the day-to-day fixing a generator or fixing a fence or a shelter. Every day there's something different, and that's the challenge. I love puzzles. They're not problems, they're puzzles. So we spend all day solving puzzles.
And we learn ourselves by doing projects, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and working with others, and in each phase of a project or a chore or a repair, to brainstorm, to jump out of the box, to invent, and we find it's much more fun with other people. The categories we do have a curriculum. We will actually have classroom time, reading time, field trip time, and there is also the capacity to become part of the school once you receive your certificate at the end of the year in October. And we can go on, we can talk about those things in depth, or you can go on our website and find out more detail about how your involvement in this homesteading program can be expanded for more participation. So food, energy, water, shelter, animal husbandry, recycling wastes, and respectful stewardship and community networking are all part of very holistic approach. And not to mention, we learn so much from each other, and some of the potential network that can happen between participants, students, contacts that you will make would also enhance your homesteading opportunities in the future. So let's go take a tour of Lodestar.
This is a passive solar greenhouse. It took 3 tries through the class to figure out how to make it. It's everything's insulated, the walls, the foundation. The glazing is called Solex. It's a polyethylene twin wall product. I like it a lot better than polycarbonate. And I don't know if you can see in here, but with all this sun, there are no shadow lines. It's great stuff. The plants love it. If you look over on the side here, these barrels are full of water. It's thermal mass, and it's been as low as 6 below outside, and this structure is never frozen. The plants, we've had geraniums blooming on top of those barrels all winter long for years. Obviously the aloe vera doing well, and it's worked great. We went with a straight wall instead of the slant wall that most people see. Gives more room, and it doesn't heat up as much in the summertime. It's one of the issues with greenhouses is they can get extremely hot. The thermal mass is the barrels, it's also the soil. So today is January 20th, and as you can see, we have tomatoes that are ripening in here, and it's doing an awesome job.
We're getting ready for, this is January 20th, so we are getting ready for our spring planting. With the help of our woofers and farm managers and interns and co-op members, we managed to plant a lot in early spring. This way, in small cells, because of the temperature, it has a chance to extend the season.
Like in the hoop house, where the major thermal mass is the temperature of the soil. When we're doing starts in here, the soil for the starts stays warm, you get better germination, and they grow stronger sooner. Yeah, it's a great spot. It's great to hang out. Have it 20 degrees outside, and it's about 80 in here.
And you're in your t-shirt.
Great place to work.
You see all the aloe vera because we are giving them away at market. Market starts in May in this area of the country, and we have a plethora of it. So it's a healthy, beautiful, wonderful plant, and we are going to give it to our customers this year.
Most everything we do here, we have stolen from someone else.
The ideas.
The boards we're standing on were an idea of one of our teachers. And by putting the boards, instead of having aisles, it keeps the soil where you're walking from expanding. The aisles usually get bigger, your beds get smaller. But in this case, the soil stays loose, the roots can grow underneath, and this whole area is growing area. Mm-hmm. It's not compacted like it gets when you're walking on it. So these little things that we pick up here and there really help. And it's amazing what we learn.
And how we can share this with people and save them some time and money. Give them a leg up to start their own homesteading.
Made a lot of mistakes too, so those will be shared as well.
Over 23 years you get to do that. You've been here since 2000, so. Can we go see the high tunnel? deciding what to do with our 3-year-old and 4-year-old hens. Probably going to process them, but in the meantime, we treat them beautifully, we feed them beautifully, and they're good pets. Starting out homesteading chickens are a good project. Here you go, girl. Corn. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Chick, chick, chick. Chick, chick, chick. 4 different varieties in there, or more. About 30 of them. We're getting a little treat for the purpose of this video, but this is our one and only rooster. And hopefully we won't have any more.
Well, these are our goats. We have 3 that are bred this year. It's pretty mucky in there. We've had, as you can see, some snow and some thaw. The goats provide us milk, cheese, kefir, and probably one of the most important resources we have in the gardens is their manure. It's garden gold. We push a bunch of hay through them and collect the manure at the other end. This is Troy, he's the buck. He's the daddy of the new babies coming. The kids should be born sometime between the 1st and the middle of April. Don't know how many we'll have. Could be anywhere from 3 to 6 to, who knows. They could have 1 to 4. You just never know.
So gestation period's 5 months.
5 months.
And then they use the milk. Babies use the milk. And then we get the milk after the babies are done.
This is our fertigation pond. The contributions of the fish, the ducks, and the algae that live in the pond create a situation where every time we irrigate out of here, we fertilize as well. Okay, this is a downdraft solar dryer. We use it to preserve food, vegetables, fruit. Sun-dried tomatoes are great, our herbs, and it's all free because it's solar driven. It comes in through a vent here, goes up, goes back down, comes up again because hot air rises. And in the interim, these racks, right now we don't have much in here. There's some parsley and some comfrey, some herbs. But we have racks that come full out. We just took some onions out. In fact, even in January, it is January, we need a door repair here. But this is one way to preserve food, and when you grow in abundance, that's a real issue in harvest time. So hope you enjoyed that tour. We have some things for the future that we are experimenting with this year. In particular, I'm looking into creating more of our own fertilizers, soil amendments, and trying to close that loop. Get more yield in our gardens because food is getting more and more important. And also, and most importantly, we're excited about the Homesteading Apprenticeship Program. That is just going to be a real adventure and a learning experience for all of us. What's on your docket for 2023? Barbara focuses on development and future projects. My main function here at this time, after many days of single-digit nights and freezing days, is maintaining what we have. And that's a large part of homesteading. It's meeting the challenges of frozen pipes and broken washers and trucks that won't start, and just trying to maintain a level of function. And that is really a large part, I think, of what the homesteading program is about, is not just planning for the future and learning techniques on growing and building, it's also the realities of what it takes to maintain as close as you can get to a self-sustaining lifestyle. it's an awesome lifestyle, but the simple life is a lot of work. And that's what we intend to expose the participants in, is what day-to-day life is like, and whether this is really what they want. So this is an opportunity to learn about homesteading without investing a lot of time and money and going, maybe this isn't for me. So it's an opportunity to take a test drive.
Totally agree. It's great to have different viewpoints, and that's what you get when you have a community. Come and visit ours.